Okay, POE. Today I'm going to teach you guys about one of the most important concepts in programming in general for any language that you would learn. Uh, it's a very important decision-making structure, and it is the two letters I and F. This is called an if statement. And what an if statement will do is it will actually allow you to make a different path depending on which value is either true or false. So an if statement has two branches that can be taken from it. You can either go the left route or you can go the right route. But there is no like, well, I'm going to go a third different direction. You can have multiple if statements, but if you set them up and you don't put a condition at the end of it, if the statement is true, it will do the thing. If the statement is false, it just moves on to the next part. So I'm going to go ahead and I have my start motor, my wait, and my stop motor right here set up. And I'm going to add this if statement in front. Now, just adding the words I and F, the words, no, those are letters. The letters I and F by itself isn't going to really do anything. So I'm going to put a set of parentheses inside it, and we're going to fill this in with something that we can use to actually like turn on the motors and turn off the motors. Maybe we don't want them to just run whenever we hit compile every single time or download it to our robot. So I'm going to use a command that I haven't used before on video, and that's going to be SensorValue. And what SensorValue will do is if you type in SensorValue and you open a bracket and you put in the name of the sensor that you're looking for, so in this case I'm going to use the limit switch, you can put a check to see whether or not you have a conditional value on it. Now, in this case, I'm going to say, well, if my sensor value is going to be equal to, notice I put two equal signs. Two equal signs means that we're checking for whether or not something is equal or not. And remember, the sensor value has one of two values. It either has 1 or 0. So I have to check these. If I put in 0 and I say if the sensor value is equal to 0, it will do the thing if the limit switch is not pressed, which is weird. It will do the thing if the limit switch is not pressed. If you have it equal to 1 or setting a check condition equal to 1, then that will allow it to move when the limit switch is pressed. So I think I want mine to do the thing when the limit switch is actually pressed. Now, if we do it this way, and I'm also this button up here that says fix formatting, this is also really helpful to us. But I'm going to do one more thing. Whenever you have an if statement, it is a good idea to put everything in your if statement inside curly braces. So I'm going to go like this, curly brace at the top of all of the lines of code that I want it to do. Right here, all of this is the thing. So if I want this statement to do the thing, it is going to do the thing, start motor, wait 2 seconds, and then stop left motor, and then that is the thing. If the limit switch is not equal to 1 and it's equal to 0, then it's just going to move on. It doesn't do anything else. It just says, if I'm checking this, it's not equal, yes boss, and it just completely moves on past it. Notice another thing, I did not need a semicolon at the end of the if statement. So the if statement is not really an actual executable line of code. So in other words, these things are actually doing things. An if statement is a decision structure. So if it's trying to decide on where to go, you don't have to put a semicolon on the end of it. So it's not really doing anything yet. It's just trying to figure out what path it's going to take of the things to do. So I'm going to go up here and click this fix formatting. So this is the way that I like to see programs written so that you have the brackets, the curly braces, and all of the code is indented out so I can see, well, here's the if statement, open the curly brace, and then all of this code is going to be executed if this value is true. This is a good method of formatting, and there's a couple of other methods too, but I'm not going to talk about them because I don't like them nearly as good. So I like it this way, where you hit enter and you actually have the curly braces going down like this. Okay, now what if you want it to do something? Like right now it says if, and then it's going to do something if the limit switch is equal to 1. Well, what if it's not equal to 1? Well, since there's only two options, I can put in down below else. Okay, so else is going to say that, you know what, if the sensor value is not equal to 1 and it ends up being something else, we can just type in else down here below, and you can go ahead and input your curly braces. I'm going to go ahead and add one more down there. And I'm going to put in here, well, what if I don't want the motor to start and stop, I'm going to add another command in here. So let's do like set servo, and we're going to use the servo motor. Let's see here, and we're going to set it to a position of 25, and then we're going to wait 2 seconds. And remember, after the wait, it will go back to its normal position. So I'm going to go set servo, so it will move the servo to the position at 25. Then it's going to wait 2 seconds, and then it should be done. The program will be done at this point. So we should kind of see, I'm going to hit the fix formatting. There we go. That makes my life so, look at that. That's so nice. You've just got this curly brace and then all of the code right here. And then you close the curly brace and everything's good. Hit compile, make sure that there's no explosions or errors, anything like that. Everything looks good on this side. And let's see here. At this point, the program can do two things. So this is why we use if statements, is if we want it to not do all of the things at the same time. If you think about, like, there's a lot of ridiculous comments that you could come up with. Like, for example, you don't want your microwave to randomly do all of the things at the same time. It's got different heat settings, it's got different timers. All of the numbers 1 through 9 are usually buttons on the microwave. Each one of those buttons is actually like an if statement trigger inside the computer in the microwave that tells it what to do. So there's a whole nest of if statements inside there that are carefully programmed in order to not blow things up. So that's what we're going to be doing for if statements, and we're going to be trying a couple of these in class, and then I'll have a couple of exercises for you guys to do. Y'all have a great day, and we'll talk later.